It's a little uncomfortable. I'm trying to decide, is my belly poking out? I might be gassy. Y'all gonna get these belly rolls today either way. Y'all know I don't care. I don't care. But I do be looking. You know what I mean? I do look. I do check. You know. Your girl will do a little checky look. Yeah, I'm getting more. I don't know if this is a good thing or not, but I'm getting more and more comfortable in things that I would have been very uncomfortable with on camera. I'm getting more and more comfortable. I was like, I now I won't ever get this comfortable, but I'm starting to understand like why over time, real people who do reality TV, they be forgetting they're on TV. They forget about that camera is on, and like I get it. I'm slowly starting to get why that is the case. Because you forget and you realize, like, you can only be fake for so long. And yes, I come with prepared notes to talk every day. And I've learned how to shape my notes. Of course, I use ChatGPT to help me shape my notes. But please believe, for the most part, you're getting the most public version of myself that I think I can give. All right. So you're not getting some version of me that's not rested in authenticity. So I've been doing some check-ins. Yesterday we did some checking in. We talked about reflecting on how last month went and what went good, what we wanted to shift, and just really start planning out what we're going to do in the month of April, y'all. Here's what I will say, and I'm saying this with all seriousness. People are going through it. We don't know what demons people are being faced with. And I call this like being in, like, how I want to say this. We are in like where we're supposed to be doing what we said we were going to do. Okay, we are in the doing season. I look at January as kind of like December, really. December is kind of a wind down of the year. Companies wind down. Whether you celebrate Christmas or not, you're usually given at least a day or two off during that season. Most people have anywhere from 3 to 5 days off. And a lot of people take that time to unwind, to relax, and to start vision planning for the next year. Right? And then January, we slowly start to implement those things that we set out to do back in January. And then the rest of the year, we're supposed to do them. All right? And that can be nerve-wracking when the bullcrap of life starts to like hover and become the challenges that we're faced with. I know I've got my own collection of things that I'm struggling with. And sometimes it can feel like it's too much to carry. It really can. Right? So here's my question. How are you feeling about March? Not the to-do list, not the planner. You, your energy, your mindset, your inner dialogue. All right? Are you walking around with anxiety about what didn't get done? Are you feeling guilty about what didn't get done? Is there some sort of guilt about what you said you was going to do, but then you didn't come through? Maybe you're just exhausted from trying to do the most work with the least amount of gas in the tank. So really want you to think about it. You don't have to share publicly, but I do want to ask the question. How are you feeling about the month of March? Now, the month of March is not over, but up until this point, we've got 6 days left. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 6 days left. So 90% of the month is over. How are you feeling about it? Your energy, your mindset. All right. If you're running low on energy, it's okay. Okay. It's okay that your energy is running low. If that's where you are today, nothing wrong with it. All right. I see those comments coming through. I'm going to pick up my pace because your girl is not going to whittle this middle at 1.5. Lucinda Pierce, good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Whoop. Good morning. And I'm being quiet right now because I really want you to settle in on the question. Good morning, Be Digital Love. Glad to have you this morning. Question: how are you feeling about March? All right. Yesterday I talked a lot about the the busyness of what we needed to get done. But today I just want to ask, how are you feeling about it? What's your battery level? Okay. Not to do list, not your planner, not any of that. You. All right. Your energy, your mindset, and that inner dialogue. I want you to check in with that. Take a minute or two to check in with that. Okay, because sometimes as we're going to go through these months after months, we can feel regret or guilt about what didn't get done. All right, and I want to check into that and tune into that today because how you end this month can definitely influence how you start the next. So how you end it can make a huge difference in how you start the next. Okay, so we're not going to bring this cloudy thinking into this last 6 days, this unnecessary pressure or start over shame in April. All right, I'm going to repeat that because I want y'all to hear me clearly. How we end, we got 6 days. All right, so the month ain't over. It ain't over till it's over, baby. It ain't over till it's over. Okay, how we end can influence how we start. So I have been a dieter since I was 16, yo-yo dieter since I was 16, yo-yo exerciser. And then once I got married and started a family, I've been a yo-yo. I want everything in the house to be perfect all the way down to forget it all. It is what it is. All right. I've had seasons where I've ramped up and everything was great and seasons where I ain't do nothing. All right, drop a 1 in the chat if it sounds familiar. You've had seasons where you was just really trying to get it all done, and you was kind of doing it for a little while. Then you've had seasons where maybe you kind of gave up on everywhere: the fitness, the eating, the exercises, the getting the laundry done on Tuesday like you had planned. We've all had these seasons where things are super up and we're killing it and we're spinning all the wheels. And then there have been seasons where we're just fighting to like cook a meal once a week, once in 2 weeks. Okay. A lot of times when we get into the part where things are low, we try to lean into this space of, you know what, April 1st, that's when I get back on track. I'm going to start eating better on April 1st. I'm going to get this house completely clean on April 1st. I'm going to get on track with my business on April 1st. We try to start anew on the 1st of the month. Good morning, Ardell. Good morning, Crafty Tay. Good morning, Infinite Rocket Power. Be Digital Love, my question is, how are you feeling about March, about your energy towards March, about the things you wanted to do and maybe you didn't get them quite done, about the goals you set March 1st and it's the 25th and they still haven't come to fruition. How you feeling about that? Uh-oh. Hold on, y'all. I done lost my app. My app is gone. Y'all keep the hearts coming and everything. I appreciate y'all. We keep treating our lives like our lives are calendar dependent. We keep treating our lives like they're calendar dependent. Like we can be our best selves if we start at the first of the month, or at the start of a new year, or at the start of a quarter. All right. Sometimes we get in this habit where we treat our lives like they're calendar dependent, and it's just not true. Okay. Does that sound familiar? Oh, I got a wedding coming up, child. Let me go on and get on it so I can lose these last little 10 pounds. And this time of the year, now listen, if this is not you, I'm sorry. When I get my income tax return, fill in the blank. That ain't my story. I ain't getting no income tax this year. When I get my income tax return, I'm going to, because in some kind of way, the money is going to make you be a different person or navigate life differently. And it's actually really not true. We've got to get out of this habit of treating our lives as if it's calendar dependent. Erica said, I did what I wanted to do this month. Now it's about keeping the momentum going. I love that. Congratulations. If y'all don't know Erica with Faithful Femme Noir, she has been quite busy. And what I love about what she's been doing more than anything else, she's taken a lot of classes across a lot of different teachers and instructors, but she's really putting to work what she's learning. It's a testament of the people she's learning from, but it's also very telling about her. All right. Okay, B Digital Love says, this is deep, but I'm exhausted from March. Unfinished goals, asking herself, so what happened? Okay. And a lot of people feel that way. If you watch any ounce of the news, that could be exhausting, especially right now. We experienced a time change, and in my community, for years, as long as I've been here, which is the last almost 20 years, like 17, 18 years, the week the kids got out of school is the same week that we would lose an hour. So it was great. My kids would get a lot of good rest. I would get a lot of good rest. This year, the spring break did not fall on that week. And I thought that my soul was going to leave my body, y'all. That was also that weekend of the spring forward was the same weekend I was sick. It was the same weekend that I had to take my daughter on a trip to NASA. And it was a wonderful trip, but it basically ran from the time I got in the car at 9 a.m. to 11 o'clock at night. And then I had to get up and lose an hour the next, y'all. My soul almost left my body. I was so tired. And I still had a full-time job, my business, my collaborations. Oh, and I was finishing up an AI certification. So y'all know what this means. When I look at my goal sheets, I've got all these goals. I've got a keyword report project. I love it. I think it's a great project. I ain't been able to do nothing. I got a client that is asking me for specific things so she can make decisions about her free gift that she's getting. I ain't did it. And it ain't even gonna happen this week either. It's like, I know I got a lot done, but there's still so much work to do. Anybody else feel that way? You got stuff done, but doggone it, you're like, you turn your head and it's like 3 more shelves and 2 more counters worth of stuff to do. But good morning, Miss Patricia. How you doing this morning? Here's what I need you to know. Okay. We don't have to wait till the first to get a few of these last minute items done. We can make arrangements between today and the first week of April. It's one of the things I'm doing. I've got some things coming up, and I'm just like, this is more than what you can handle. You probably need to make a change somewhere. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a change. I don't like the change I'm gonna have to make. I'm gonna sit down with the calendar today. But I've got to move. It's too much. It's too much for the amount of time I have right now. And I need to be honest with myself about that. I just need to be honest with myself. And so I'm going to make a change. I'm going to move some things around so that I can breathe a little better. Because it's like my chest is getting tight because it's too many of these. Okay? So a couple things. If you're feeling like me, too much to do, not enough time to do it, drop a 1 in the chat. Okay? Because today we're going to let go of the regrets, the guilt. We're not going to spend a lot of time, Be Digital Love, considering what happened. Because what happened already happened. So all we can do now is move forward and adjust. Miss Patricia says for her, she feels like she just didn't get anything done this month. She feels like she's starting to spin a little bit. Okay? Acknowledging that that's where you feel, that's the first step. Okay? Because we're not waiting till April 1st. We're going to go ahead and get in the process of resetting and accepting some truths about what we need to do to move ourselves and our business and our lives forward. All right. A lot of the chores at my house I've been getting behind on. Very, 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 very aggressively behind. So, one of the things I did today is I said, okay, for the last 2 weeks, I changed what time I wake up so I can get some stuff done. But outside of that, from 6 a.m. to 7, I got some laundry done. Folded it, put it away. Cleared my couch. It's been a long time since I've been the one to clear my couch. Now, my husband normally does the laundry and gets everything folded up. But it's been a while since I cleared it. So I got up this morning, and you know what? It had been bothering me. I've been feeling guilty about it. But the couch is where he just put a load of clothes. But it's cleared. And it took, I set aside 60 minutes. About 45 minutes, I was done. All right. So it's one little thing, little small thing that I've kind of removed from my mental shelf. And I want y'all to find these things too. So for Miss Patricia, out of the classes that you started and didn't finish, is there one that you can finish in the next couple of days? That's really what I want you to do, because we've got 6 days left of the month and we don't need to wait to the 1st. All right. And since we don't need to wait to the 1st, Let's just pick one class that you feel confident that you can complete so that you can release that sense of guilt about what didn't get done. Miss Baskin, the link to this stand is in my link in bio. I have a account. It says it's in my favorites. Just scroll down. It's at the very bottom of my link in bio. And it'll say these are my favorites, these are my recommendations, and you can find it there. All right. And it's not gonna go perfect every day. That's why we gotta constantly find little bitty ways to have a couple wins. All right. So for you, it might be between now and the first, because we're not waiting to the first. Let's find just one class that you feel confident that you can finish by the first and finish that. All right, because we can't keep treating our lives as something that can be calendar or seasonal dependent. Not in how we do business, not in how we navigate our lives personally. Can't do that. We got to get going and make the shifts today. Drop a 2 in the chat if there's a shift you can claim this morning. Drop a 2 in the chat. Good morning, Miss Paulette. Good morning, Miss Paulette. Drop a 2 in the chat if there's a shift that you can claim this morning. And I really want to encourage you to make that shift, that change, that action item a reality before we even get into the first. So we're going to reset now. We're not going to wait to the first. What if I told you that you can make a 10% mindset shift and it could make a 90% impact this week? If you just made a change, just a 10% change, it could make 90% of the impact. Just 10%. Just a little tweak. That's all we're really asking, or that's all I'm really asking you to do, so that 90% of your week could be better. And by the time we get to April 1st, you've got the momentum that you need to keep it going. Sometimes we think the only way to move forward is by doing a full overhaul, and that's not true. Over spring break, I had my niece and nephew come over. They tackled my garage, my pantry, and my daughter's room. I gave them a little extra chunk change to do it. But my bedroom's still not the way I want it to be. The laundry was still backed up a mile. But I had to realize, even in between my schedule, my kids' schedule, my husband's schedule, none of us have the time to overhaul anything. But we can make a little bit of progress. So those things have been tackled. I did a nice update on the laundry room today. And I know I'm using, cleaning and laundry as an example, but you can apply this to your business as well. Okay? If your business goals is something that you've been feeling guilty about, in one day, you cannot get 30 days worth of content, update all your listings, create 3 new products, not in one day. And so since we know that is the truth, let's just do a 10% mindset shift, 10% change, so we can have a 90% impact. So what's this 10%? What is this mindset shift? What are the things I'm asking you to consider? Roll with me. All right, Miss Patricia, roll with me on this. What we're going to have to do, there are 3 things. Forgive yourself for the things you didn't finish. We are so hard on our own selves. We be giving people the grace that only the Lord gives. And then we literally beat ourselves to smithereens. Forgive yourself for what you didn't finish. Since we've got 6 days left of this month, create a micro goal. Forgive yourself, create a micro goal. And what I need you to do is you need to fix your tone. It's time for some tone adjustments when it comes to how you talk to yourself. I love it, Miss Patricia. Let's go. Miss Patricia says she can schedule a post. And I'm not saying you need to schedule 10. If you schedule 1, you've moved the needle. All right? So be digital love. We're not going to worry about the what happened. Forgive yourself for what you didn't finish. The same way you forgive fill in the blank. Whatever that looks like for you. Set a micro goal. And fix that tone when it comes to how you talk to yourself. Yesterday we reflected on, we used one word to reflect on or to describe our March. All right. I'm not going to ask you to share, but what I am going to ask you to do is just think through what's a belief that you can leave behind you in March. My belief that I'm leaving behind is that things are not as big as I'm making them out to be. And that when I focus and get to it, I can get a lot of done in a small amount of time. I'm making it so big out of fear. That's mine. I'm leaving that behind. The rest of the year, the goal is just to do it and quit listing out these reasons why. I don't have enough time. I'm too tired. All these different reasons. Quit listing. It's difficult because I know now, and I'm realizing more and more, the more I just get to it, it's done. It's done. All right? All right. Let me read these comments. Be Digital Love said, it's not that we don't have enough time in the day. It's that we give too much of away to things that don't return. Okay, so Be Digital Love said, it's not that we don't have enough time. It's that we give away too much time to things that don't return. So I'm thinking about that. I think that's a beautiful point. How much time did we spend mindlessly scrolling on social media? How much time did we spend kikiing on the phone? How much time did we spend binge watching television shows and getting series done in exactly one day? We got time. I see you, Infinite Rocket Power. Now, what we're not going to do is beat ourselves up about it. We're going to forgive ourselves for the moments that we may not have been as appreciative or as effective with our time. We're not beating ourselves up. We're going to forgive ourselves. And there's a huge difference between taking time to relax and not being good users of our time. Two different things. Because of all your life is work and doing and checklists, you ain't doing that right either. All right? The cell phones, the TV, even if you spend a lot of time hanging and not doing much with family and friends, all of that can be distractors to getting to your goals. So it's got a lot more to do with just planning out when you invest in that kind of stuff so that you can make sure you're fully getting where you're trying to go. All right? Okay. Good morning, Channel Leg. I don't know what that means, but okay, good morning. Because look, progress doesn't look like a checked off list. Sometimes progress is internal. It's choosing not to quit. It's being honest with yourself about what you're actually doing with your time. It's being honest with yourself about how you're managing your fears. And if those fears are even valid. And if that resonates with you, just know that I see you. You're not behind. You're becoming. And as long as you're living and breathing, you always gonna be becoming. I'm just becoming. I'll never stop becoming until I take my last breath. So, a couple things that we can do to fine tune before April. A couple things we can do to reset before April. Clear the clutter. Take 10 minutes to brain dump everything that's swirling in your head, not to fix it, just to see it. Okay, and I've been practicing this quite a lot lately. And my workflow is I brain dump. Well, that's not true. I do something I enjoy. I brain dump. Then I plan based on the dump. Then I go out and get it done. And I recognize fully that I won't get everything done that I just dumped. I also recognize that more is going to get added to it. All right. The second thing you can do is set out your intention for the week, your micro goal, your word. If you got a word you want to hone in on to guide you through the rest of this week, lean into that. And as always, because I'm always saying this, just do one thing. One thing. I don't want you writing out this long productivity plan. I don't want you scheduling out the next 7 days. No. One thing. So that all these little one things add up and compound. That's what James Clear calls it. You're doing one little thing, one little habits that over time compound into huge changes and shifts in your life. Momentum does not show up when you do. I'm sorry, I didn't say that right. Momentum doesn't show up Momentum doesn't wait for the calendar. Momentum doesn't wait for the calendar. So Erica talked earlier about like how does she keep up momentum? It's not about a calendar. Momentum doesn't wait for the calendar. Momentum shows up when you do. It took me a lot to get that out, but Momentum doesn't show up until you show up. All right. So, question. Who's going to do some resetting this week? Who's taking some power back even before April starts? Let me know in the chat. Who's resetting before April? Who's taking their power back before April even starts? Let me know in the chat. Good morning, Lena. How you doing? Good. Who is that? RDO. You gotta tell me your name. RDO1230. You been said, girl, because I ain't gonna remember that. I see him. I see y'all coming through. I'm doing good. Doing good. Finishing strong. Let me know in the chat if you're gonna take back. You're gonna forgive yourself. I need you to forgive yourself. What didn't happen, what wasn't successful, the goals you set, it's behind us. All right, it's not even above me now. It's behind us. We got 6 days left. What we gonna do with it? And if you feel like you need permission to reset, here it is. Reset. If you feel like you need somebody to give you permission, all right, you have permission to reset. You can reset before April 1st. And you don't have to take on you don't have to take March's pressures into April. We also not creating new pressure. Take a breath. Shake it off. If you're walking with me, take that breath and shake it off. If you're listening, stop what you're doing and take a breath. If you're on your way to work, keep your eyes open. Don't close your eyes. But take a breath and shake it off. Let your body experience what it feels to let go. Okay? So before this month ends, I want you to check into your mindset. Where are you really? Forgive yourself for what you didn't get done. Take some time to write out one belief that you're leaving behind you in March. And choose one word that's going to guide you the next couple of days. All right? For me, I think I'm about to borrow somebody's word from yesterday. I think I'm going to go look hard at this calendar, but I think I'm going to have to cut some things out of this week and move it to another day and time. I'm not liking it. And I don't even know if my calendar will allow for it. But I think I'm going to have to do it. Do it. Okay. And honestly, you don't need anybody's permission to reset. Okay? You can reset without being apologetic. You can reset without anybody's permission. Okay? Now, if nobody told you today, I'm telling you now. All right? That's Miss Patricia, Miss Paulette. So nobody told you. Telling you now. Lena, Be Digital Love, Miss Kelly, Infinite Rocket Power, Miss Linda, Miss RDO1230, Miss Baskins, Miss Erica, Miss Ardell, Miss Crafty Tay. You got to speak people's names so that they'll hear you. If nobody told you, before we go, just want to say, I'm proud of you. You're showing up. You're reflecting because you're here and you're growing. And that's real work. Okay? That's real work. Tomorrow, we're going to go deeper in some things you can do to prep for April. Get your notes and your water ready. We got work to do. And drop a 1 in the chat if your mindset feels 1% more charged than when we started. Do you feel 1% more charged than when we started? Put a 1 in the chat if you feel 1% more charged than when we started. Oh, thank you, B. Dejalush. I'm proud of your walking consistently. Thank you, girl. I'm trying. Good morning, Miss K. I see those ones coming in, y'all. That's good news. All right. So let's do something with that 1%. Let's make that 1% 2%. And what we're going to do these next couple days. All right. Today is Tuesday. If you need to put resetting or relaxation on your to-do for today, come hang out with Tanya, Regina, myself. We do a Color Me Calm. We come together. We color easy breezy cover girl. All right. We don't really talk business. We don't do tutorials or anything else. It's just a time to relax. All right. Thursday, Talia has co-working. She does co-working session with the TRM Learning Patreon. If you're not with the Patreon, you need to join us. And then if the last couple months you've taken 2 out of the 3 classes we teach, join the Patreon. It'll save you some money. And then Saturday, I will be teaching Adobe and how to make Canva frames inside of Adobe. Then we'll be back Sunday with Sundays with TRM. All right. And Crystal, if you're still there, I'm proud of you too. I remember Crystal popped in earlier. All right, y'all, that's it for me today. I'm going to take this pace all the way down. Whew, I started working up a little hungry, y'all. I'm about to go eat something. I worked up a little hunger pain. I did 40 minutes, but by the time I got all ready to go, did 1.39 miles. Have a good day, y'all. All right, my YouTube and my Facebook folks, y'all have a great day.